These 5 foods are in almost everyone's fridge or pantry, but I stopped buying them completely. Not only do they taste better homemade, they're healthier, cleaner, and surprisingly easy to make. Let me show you why I only make these at home now. Number 1, protein bars or healthy snacks. Why I don't buy. Most are packed with syrups, highly processed protein isolates, sugar alcohols, or natural flavors. You're getting a lot more than what you're bargaining for. They spike energy and pretty much crash it just as fast. What I do instead, I make DIY bars with nuts, dates, seeds, coconut, raw honey, or maple syrup. So the sweetness at least gives me some antioxidants and a few vitamins and minerals. These bars, for example, you don't even have to bake, so they're just so easy and nutrient packed. I might also make my cookie dough, which couldn't be farther from the real thing, because it's packed with nutrients and satisfies my sweet tooth without making me feel gross. Or I just stick with simple whole food snacks like hard-boiled eggs or Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which if you want a cheese high in protein, this one's got about 10 grams per handful. Health-wise, whole food snacks give you steady energy, nourish your gut, and keep you full without the fake ingredients. Number 2, yogurt. Why I don't buy. Flavored yogurts are full of sugar or artificial sweeteners, and even plain ones often have other additives like thickeners and preservatives, and very few probiotics. Some, depending on the brand, have 0 probiotics. And for me, that's kind of the point. What I do instead, I make yogurt at home. Yogurt only needs to be milk and the probiotics that ferment that milk. No other ingredients are needed. So I start with high quality grass-fed milk to up the nutrient density. Then I ferment for longer than the grocery stores, which means more probiotics. Health-wise, homemade yogurt can contain far more probiotics than store brands. Number 3, bread. Why I don't buy. Even healthy bread can contain preservatives, oils, dough conditioners, added gluten, or sugar. It often spikes your blood sugar and lacks fermentation. What I do instead, I make sourdough. And in case you weren't aware, most store-bought sourdough isn't real sourdough. It doesn't undergo the traditional long fermentation with wild yeast and lactic acid bacteria, which is what gives real sourdough its unique taste, texture, and health benefits. I also make various gluten-free, whole food ingredient breads when I feel like it, and they aren't packed with all the additives in gluten-free store-bought breads. The other great thing about making sourdough at home is you can make it in so many different forms. You can make sourdough rolls, you can make sourdough pancakes. I guess I'm straying a little bit from the bread thing here, but try it out. Health-wise, if we're talking about just homemade sourdough in particular, it's easier to digest, lower in gluten, and supports better blood sugar control. Number 4, hummus. Why I don't buy. Store-bought hummus is marketed as a health food, but it often uses really cheap oils, definitely not a high-quality extra virgin olive oil, and preservatives, among other things, really. What I do instead, it really helps to have a food processor, not a blender, for hummus, in my opinion. Chickpeas, extra virgin olive oil, tahini, garlic, lemon, salt, whatever. I add in some beets if I want to. I change up the chickpeas and use cannellini beans. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 10, and tastes amazing. Health-wise, homemade hummus is a great source of healthy fats, plant protein, and fiber without the weird additives. Number 5, salad dressings. Why I don't buy. Almost all store-bought salad dressings contain seed oils like canola, soybean, and sunflower oil. Depending on your view of seed oils, these highly processed oils have been linked by some studies to potential inflammatory effects. Many contain added sugars, preservatives, or artificial flavors. So what I do instead, I throw olive oil, lemon, and salt on my salad and call it a day. It's delicious and takes no time. If I want to spice it up, I might make a dressing with tahini or maybe make my kefir ranch. These are ingredients that most people have or are super easy to obtain, and they can be whipped up into a salad dressing in just minutes. And health-wise, using healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil can help your body better absorb fat-soluble vitamins from veggies. Plus, extra virgin olive oil in particular is super rich in heart-healthy monosaturated fats and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect against chronic diseases. So you're doing yourself a favor. I know it can feel easier to just grab these from the store, but making them at home gives you full control over ingredients. And once you try it, you'll never go back. I'll make sure I link the videos for some of these things I've made and shown you today so that you can make them at your house and make the switch. Tell me which swap you want to make first. And remember to eat real food. I'll see you in the next video.